think the top security challenge is the increasing rate of homicide in so many Latin American countries. Even where homicide is not so high, there are places where there's been large increases in robbery. And this creates a problem for economic development because people feel insecure. It might discourage their own entrepreneurial efforts. It might discourage investment in Latin America from the outside. Kidnappings could be a very serious problem. Fortunately, they haven't gotten as much attention recently as the big increases in homicide rates, which even when they don't affect people who are building the economy, scare everybody. Yes, I've just come from working with the police in Montevideo who have been taught some principles of applying research to make policing more effective. And they have used a very advanced crime analysis system that also includes data on where the police are at all times as monitored by GPS global positioning data. And they're putting the two together to create much more precise patterns of patrol and making a move away from emphasizing arrests and catching criminals after they've committed a crime to emphasizing crime prevention and to be in the places where crime is most likely to happen, but to prevent it from happening. We've seen hotspots of crime in Montevideo have 90% reductions once they start policing these hotspots more intensively. What we tend to see is more of a sort of diffusion of prevention benefits and of deterrence from the specific locations where police spend more time to the surrounding areas, that rather than pushing crime up, it pushes crime down, even in the surrounding areas. And the test we did, a randomized trial in Trinidad with 40 police districts, 20 of them policed every hotspot in the district, 20 of them policed none of the hotspots, and there was a 41% reduction in murders and shootings where the police were policing every hotspot. You can't push that crime away to other neighborhoods because other gangs might get the offenders who come on their turf. It's really good news that you don't just push crime around when you concentrate the police where the crime itself is concentrated. The cost implications alone are huge. It's far less expensive to have people on electronic monitoring the community than to put them in prison. It's also much more sensible from the standpoint of their economic activity because you can go to work with electronic monitoring and you can't do much work inside a prison. You can actually get into the habit of obeying the law with electronic monitoring. As a study in Sweden found, even for people who are coming out of prison, if the first thing they do is to wear electronic monitoring, they're more likely to stay out of trouble after they take off the electronic monitoring than if they come out of prison and never had worn the electronic monitoring. I think the number one priority is to educate police leadership to know what is known about effective police practice. There is a vast body of knowledge that police leaders around the world, including the United States, including the United Kingdom, they simply don't know what scientists know about police practice. It would be like having doctors operating in hospitals who have never been to medical school. And we urgently need to get police leaders, regardless of their background, into master's level education so they can understand what is possible, what they can do, and to make their decisions based on knowledge, based on good evidence of what works, rather than guesses.